The Aztecs. The Doctor accidentally gets married by drinking cocoa. This DVD contains Galaxy 4 Episode 3, Airlock. Join me as I review the Aztecs Special Edition. Hello YouTube, and today I'm reviewing the Aztec Special Edition. If you didn't realise by the little bit I just did, I'm changing the review format just to freshen up the review, because I've done that for quite a bit now. I think it's 5 months. I think it needs a bit of a change now and then. So we look at the cover. We have BBC Doctor Who, the Aztecs Special Edition. On the cover we have the Aztec building, probably the temple. Then you have Barbara in her Utaxa outfit. Then you have William Hartnell looking rather pleased with himself. Then you've got the Mad Butcher, as Ian called him. This is a 2-disc set, PG DVD. Then you've got this nice red banner, or the Hartnell years. Then on the spine, it continues this lovely reddy orange feel to it. Yeah. Now on the back we have some nice pictures from the story. This was first broadcast on the 23rd of May till the 13th of June 1964, and the total running time is 99 minutes. So if we look at the special features, then the disc, and then my thoughts on the story, then I'll go on to the most important part of this DVD, I suppose, is Galaxy 4. So we have, on disc 1, we have commentary by William Russell, Caroline Ford, Verity Lambert, and that's it. Then we have Remembering the Aztecs, the cast and crew look back at the production of the story. Designing the Aztecs, Barry Newbury talks about the sets and stuff like that. Cortez Moctezuma, I think I pronounced that right, probably not. That's Blue Peter looking at the Aztec belief. Restoring the Aztecs, a short feature demonstrating the restoration of this DVD, of this story. Because on the old Aztecs DVD, I think they kept the VHS sort of one. They didn't bother restoring it. I think they just burnt it onto a disc, added a few special features. There you have it, the Aztecs normal edition, or standard, I should say. Making Cocoa. It's got the 2 people from the story, just telling how the Aztecs made cocoa. Now I shall move on to the cocoa bit a bit later on. On disc, we have optional Arabic soundtrack, intro sequence, production subtitles, photo gallery. On disc 2 we have Galaxy 4, a reconstruction of the missing story Galaxy 4 using off-screen stills, audio recording and animation, plus the recently rediscovered Galaxy 4 Episode 3 Airlock. Oh, why am I saying gridlock? I don't know. Then we have Chronicle, the Realms of Gold. I just looked about the Spanish going over to the Aztecs land, how the Spanish sort of made the Aztecs sort of die out with this, with all the foreign diseases, what the Aztecs weren't sort of used to. Doctor Forever. Now I love the Doctor Forever trilogy. I think they're just fantastic. First one was on the Ark in Space, about the novelizations and the books, but this one took more of a fancy to me because I do love the Doctor Who action figures. I mean, I still get lots of enjoyment, mucking around with them. That just looks about all the toys, if you didn't know. It's got some interesting toys that haven't actually come out yet, such as Sutekh Masked and The Flood. It's a square world, a sketch with the late Clive Dunn, a scientist demonstrating his new space rocket. Now, Clive Dunn is probably best remembered for his role in Dad's Army, which was a British sitcom that ran till, I think it first started in 1960s till about 73, something like that. Yeah, and he sort of dressed like William Hartnell. I think this is the first sort of sketch aimed at Doctor Who. A whole scene going on that just looks at some behind the scenes of the making of the Peter Cushing movie, Dark Invasion 2150 AD, radio timesing, and the coming soon trailer, which is the not the Aztecs, the Ice Warriors. Yes, the Ice Warriors, which are returning in about 4 or 3 weeks to Doctor Who, which I am very excited about. Okay, so my thought on the Aztecs. Now, the Aztecs is probably my second favourite William Hartnell story. Now, I'm going to do a whole video about my favourite William Hartnell stories, so I shan't spoil that. Yeah, I find it quite funny that the Doctor just drinks cocoa and he automatically becomes engaged to this woman. He's like, oh dear, he didn't sort of realise it. It's a funny moment, and it's quite touching at the end. I think Hartnell is very strong in this story, especially at the ending and when he's talking to Barbara. Because the ending is quite sad, because he has to say goodbye to his engaged sort of fiance. I can't remember the character's name. Someone probably will comment and say it was such and such. It was quite touching because William Hartnell, I think this is, I daren't say it, but I probably will get criticised for saying this, but I think this is the first time Doctor Who sort of showed emotion in a lovey way, which Doctor Who didn't do very often in the classic series. I don't think they play on it as much as the new series do. Yeah, William Hartnell has some fantastic lines. Probably the most famous one from this story is, "You can't rewrite history, not one line." Yeah, he's got some really powerful moments in this story. It's probably one of his greatest stories, such as The Time Meddler, because he's quite good in that as well. I love the character Ortlock. He was so innocent, you know. He wouldn't seem the type, you know, to be all this sacrificing. He's quite a nice, gentle soul. I do love Ortlock. And then we move on to the Mad Butcher. Da-na-na. Now, episode 1's cliffhanger. This may spoil it. He thinks Barbara's a fake goddess, which is true. And he's determined to tell everyone that she is a fake. And the cliffhanger is, "I shall prove to everyone that she is a fake goddess." And the camera pans into his face, but the camera stays on his face too long, and he's just like, can you get the camera off my face now, please? But they fixed it in episode 2. It wasn't on there for long. But the movement of the character, the movement, I think if I can get the actor's name, which is in here, I think it's, hang on, where are you? John Ringham or Walter Randall, one of those. The movement is like, he's very sly, and he's like all bent over, you know, like doing all this sort of weird movement. You know, I love that. He's just fantastic. I'll just do the discs and then I will move on to Galaxy 4. So there's disc 1, William Hartnell himself with some of the Aztecs building. I think it would have been nice if they included his sort of fiance, if I should say that. Who says Hartnell couldn't get a girlfriend in Doctor Who? Then you've got Barbara and the Mad Butcher. So this is the main reason people have been asking me to review this DVD, is because of Galaxy 4. Now the reconstruction, it's a good reconstruction. It uses surviving material. The animation of the Chumblies, fantastic. I won't go into detail of the story because I will review it at a later date. Now, episode 3, it's a good story. It reveals the real. I mean, I saw promo images of the Rill, like, God, I really want to know what the Rill are like. But we do see what the Rill are completely different to what I thought they were. The Dravians made out to be such terrible creatures, but yet the Rill are the good people. They're not people, they're aliens. Yeah, so that sort of inspired me to get the audio to listen to the full story. Still haven't got round to listening to the full story, but I thoroughly did enjoy the reconstruction. It's a shame it didn't get its actual own DVD release, but now I'm hoping to see Underwater Menace Episode 2. Hopefully that'll be released on some DVD, or it may get its own DVD release, which I hope it does, because it has 2 episodes surviving. Yes, so thank you for watching this review. I highly recommend this DVD. It has a lot better picture quality, a lot better. There's pictures on the Doctor Who site. Just type in Doctor Who site, go on merchandise, DVD, the Aztecs Special Edition. Then you can see the difference, and it has some stills from Galaxy 4 Episode 3. If you've got the normal edition, like, oh, I won't bother, it'd probably be up on Daily Motion Episode 3. I wouldn't bother trying to find it on the internet, because I doubt anybody will upload it. Yeah, this is just worth getting just for Galaxy 4, really. I mean, 10 out of 10 for this DVD. Probably my favourite release of the year so far, because of the missing episode. Probably will be everybody's, but people are waiting for Zygons and 10th Planet, so it does have stiff competition coming up. But anyway, I'd recommend this DVD. My next review will be The Ghost of N Space, then The Ark in Space. That's a lot of space, so join me then, as I will be reviewing The Ghosts of N Space.